So there was somebody, because this can go anywhere, so I'll code it. But there was somebody in church who was used to operate in a certain area. And she came into church and she was dating a certain guy. And she was doing very well. She was in school and she was moving up and all of that. And she started dating this guy, and her mother called her one day because the guy was very unserious. And called her and said, look, you are my first daughter. I'm the first daughter of my parents. I made a mistake. And she told me, she said her mother came into her room stark naked to show her the importance of what she was saying. You're about to make the mistake I made. I married your father. Apparently it was when he died, I found out he had another wife somewhere else when we were checking the luggage, and he had another family. He brought people from the area. He wasn't even from the states where he said he was from. He wasn't even from the tribe where he said he was from. It's just that he could speak the language very well because he grew up there. Do you get what I'm saying? So he had a wife from his own place where he was and did that. And said, this man you have brought looks exactly like how your father looked. Look, be careful. And she told me. And the guy was unserious, and I kept it at the back of my mind. Well, to cut long story short, she graduated, came out flying colors, went to do her youth call. I forced the guy to go to school because he was saying he wanted to do ministry. I said, which ministry? Come and do it. So inside my office, I used to work in the office. I got jam form for him. I filled the thing inside there for him. He went to school. This lady had graduated. He just started. Are you following what I'm saying here? In Polytechnic, white shirt guy, and she was an engineer. He went to school and said he fell in love with somebody else. You know, and the girl came crying, and she told her, don't tell pastor, don't tell. So she was covering up for him. Well, she came crying and all of that. Well, at the end, that one's father, that girl we said he wants to marry her because the girl's father had money. The father said, no problem, come. When you have your apartment and car, come back. Because I think the father read it, that this guy is a dick. But eventually married somebody else who was much higher than, because he was looking for somebody up, and he got a solid banker, you know, who wanted to marry. So I'm just trying to say, so when they say those kind of things can be correct. So this is how you handle it. You see, anything that runs within the family, that is a trait that runs within the family, is like a program that is running inside the DNA of that family. That program can be rewritten. So it's like a program. Just look at a computer where there's a program that is lodged in the software that is running the commands. And that program, therefore, is letting that person make decisions in a certain way. Now, if you rewrite that program, the decisions coming out to change. You get what I'm saying here? Now, rewriting of the program is what Jesus said when he said, I will put my laws and I will write, which means when he saw the mistake we were making, he said, I will change the laws that are in their heart and write new programs within their heart so that they will be able to enter. Because when they were in Egypt, there were programs that were written inside them that made them feel in a certain way. So the exact thing that is happening, there is a pattern inside the family. Get out a confession of the fact that you're a new creature in Christ Jesus. All things have passed away, all things have become new. The exact opposite of that thing, which means that if it makes you make mistakes in a certain place, write a confession there that shows that you have overcome that thing. Do you get what I'm saying here? The exact opposite of that particular thing, which is what is causing the fear, write it down. Every day, begin to talk about yourself, which means God told Abraham, a father of many nations have I made thee. So you begin to call those things into existence in your life, and you begin to declare those things. Let's assume that it's an issue that has to do with an invisible sin. Let's say you say nobody, and it has happened to, I know a friend of my brother, it happened to him himself. All right. The father said, look, I tried to do this course. I failed. He got into the course. So he said, look, it's a family thing. So you write exactly the same thing. So let me just assume that nobody has earned, or nobody has, just for the purpose of explanation, nobody has made 10 million naira in the history of all that family there. So you write that I'm walking in abundance. I have given away 10 million naira. Do you get what I'm saying here? to change that program that is on the inside of you. Once you change that internal, it's not by fasting or prayer, it's by declaring. God says your pen is the tongue of a ready writer, which means God uses your tongue to write new laws inside. So you have to write a new program within your consciousness. And once you change that program, your consciousness, the outcome inside your life will change.